Hey, let's check it out, Greta. This video is going to be a bit different than normal just because I felt, after given current circumstances, it was necessary. I was hoping that our channel would be bigger before I ever made a video like this, because I didn't want to sound cocky. But given a few comments that we've gotten on videos recently, not bad ones, but just confusing ones that and Jade just enlightened me to something, I felt it was necessary to finally make a video like this. Now, if you guys will probably see the title, so you know exactly where this video is going. But if you're not interested in this, feel free just to not pay attention to this video. You're free to skip past it. There'll be plenty of other videos that we're posting on the weekend for your guys' entertainment. So, the origins of the channel. It goes back all the way, and yes, we're going all the way back in my day. Back into the day of 2009, 2010. It's around July 2009 when we actually kind of had the idea for it, but it wasn't until really 2010 where we implemented it. Now, it actually just started with myself and Alex, or by the channel, his name is Melvin. We kind of started the channel on our own because we saw, if you guys have heard of him, the Numa Numa guy. We saw his video on YouTube. If you don't know who Numa Numa guy is, I check that out because he's one of the most famous YouTube people to ever just make one video and become instantly famous on YouTube. So I suggest checking him out. His video is entertaining. But we saw his video where he literally just did he sang to Numa Numa, and it was very entertaining. And we're like, why not? Let's give that a go. I mean, if you check out our channel and look for the old video on our channel, you will find that we have this black and white video just because I try to be fancy and said black and white. But we have a video which is actually our oldest video back in 2010 where Alex and I sing Numa Numa. Well, we might sing it. We put 110% effort into it, even if we look like total idiots. And it was a lot of fun. Thing is though, we had so much fun that we decided we were going to just keep it up. So we ended up deciding that we were going to, we made a YouTube channel, we uploaded it, and we just kept doing it regularly. I think we did 2 or 3 videos a week. And it was a lot entertaining. Because it was easy to do, simply for the fact most of the guys and I actually went to high school together. The only two that actually weren't even remotely met at this point was William and Fletcher. I'll put a pin in that because they come in later. But we met, the rest of us actually, myself, James, Andrew, Jade, Alex, were all friends in high school. Now, Alex and I pretty much we did most of the time as normal friends do. We did the whole, we went to school and everything, and then when it was over, he'd come to my house and we'd play PS2, PS3, depending on what we felt like that day. Or just hang out. It wasn't until we started doing the YouTube videos that we actually kind of had a schedule. Sundays we'd come home after school and we'd do a recording. And it was a lot of fun. I think we did maybe over 100 and something videos of us picking songs that we could at least somewhat know and mind sing to. It was a lot of fun and a lot of entertaining, and we had a lot of laughs. It was about a month or 2 into doing all of that when Andrew and James came into play. Now, at that point, we already just we needed a team name and we needed nicknames, and when they joined in, we kind of had an actual team. So we decided that we were going to set everything up. We chose our team name as The Void because after a lot of discussing and a lot of deciding what we were going to do, The Void simply was just chosen because it sounded cool. We just wanted something that sounded cool, so we picked The Void. But we also picked The Void because you enter the void, you enter a place where utter chaos is around and anything can really happen. So it kind of like left us open to just do whatever the hell we wanted, and it kind of fit with the theme of with the team. So the Void was picked. That was our team name. Then it came to each of us picking a nickname for ourselves, like not necessarily just like this persona or something like that, more just like the nickname that we'd go by on the channel, just something funny and interesting. So I won't go into too much detail for some of them, I'll just explain a little bit of them. You had myself, who, as you guys have probably known by the millions of videos I've posted, I refer to myself as Draco Dark Rider, or just Draco. That is a name of, like, for like quite a few years now, I've been in my own time writing a book, and he is, like, Draco Dark Rider is the main character of it. The thing is, though, it's become a point now where, because of how much I've used that nickname, it's come to a point now where most people that know me outside of family just refer to me as that. Like, I'll have even people that don't even know me well just call me Draco instead of my real name, which is fine because I prefer it. Melvin, he was probably the ironic-y funny one. I know ironic is not a word, but still. If you guys remember about Yu-Gi-Oh! Abridged, we actually got that from that, because we are fans of multiple different animes and cartoons and stuff. Like, we love Digimon, we love Pokemon, we love Zoids, we love so many of the older ones as well as some of the newer ones. And we were watching Yu-Gi-Oh! Abridged at the time that we were thinking of names, and we had often referred to ourselves as being liking the villains more than the heroes in Yu-Gi-Oh! And we put him as Melvin, especially because how chaotic and crazy the Bridge version is how Melvin used to be, and we thought, why not? So Melvin kind of stuck with him. It worked. Then you had James and Andrew. Now, I mean no disrespect to them, and I mean no insult, but they were lazy as shit when it comes to this. Andrew chose the name The Magician. It's okay, don't get me wrong, but coming from a guy that calls himself Draco Dark Rider, calling yourself The Magician sounded dorky. I'm just gonna say it. Then you had James, who literally couldn't think of anything and couldn't be bothered thinking of anything, to the point where we kind of just took his love for Star Wars and called him like Sleepwalker or something like that, just something humorous. But there wasn't really much behind it, to be honest. And then, yeah, we had the four of us set up. And this was actually, like, the channel that we're on now isn't our original channel. This was on a channel that we had beforehand, which I will get to in a moment. The thing is, though, Jade was actually the only person that wasn't part of this team just then. He actually came in a little bit later, like, quite a little bit into 2010. We had already been doing this for a while. Everyone in school knew we were doing it, and we didn't care. We were having fun. Like, we didn't care who, like, either complimented us or insulted us about it. It was a lot of fun. And it wasn't until I got a message, not a message, I was at school with Alex, and we were just hanging out during lunch period, and Jade came over to us, and we were already good friends with Jade, but it wasn't, like, exactly common for him to just full-on come up to us and speak with, like, a full conversation. He was actually curious about joining our channel, and given no reason not to say yes, well, of course we said yes. And this is actually the thing that I'm going to do behind, like, there'll be a few things here that you'll have behind the scenes that you won't know unless you actually have heard of this. But Jade was actually, Jade's probably the only person that if you had have met before us doing YouTube, you probably wouldn't think they're the same person. That's not a bad thing, that's not even an insult, that is a full-on compliment. Because when I first met Jade, he's a great guy. He's always been a great guy. But he was more the type that was like in his own shell, or probably box, more be accurate. Because he was happy to, like, you could actually have a good conversation, and quite intellectual ones as well, or just casual ones. But the thing is, though, he's not like, he's not this, I'm not going to say he's like a bookwormy type thing where it's like he was always his nose in a book, but he was always the more quiet and reserved type. It was more the fact that if you wanted a conversation with him, you'd probably have to start it a lot of the times, and it would take a lot for him to get comfortable to you. And he was a lot more quiet, a lot more calm, and he wasn't as expressionate as he is now. So when he decided he wanted to join us, we're like, sure. And that's probably one of the things I've been proud of when it comes to this channel, where you look at him now and he is not only full of expression, he's one of the funniest guys in the channel, and he is hilarious. Like, 3/4 of the jokes that we constantly bring up come from him. And like, he's got so much human personality, and it's just amazing just to see how much of, like, how much fun he has. Because it's like, when he's having fun and just joking around with us, like, it's absolute ball. But yeah, like, he actually wasn't the second or third person to join, he was actually the 5th person to join. And once we had that, we had a team. It was around close to that time, if not before, it was during that time that we actually started the Let's Get Randoms, which all 5 of them are on the channel. I say 5 because I'm talking about the original ones, not the Let's Get Random Nova styles. Thing is though, they are on the channel, and they are in the playlist. But viewer discretion is advised because they are bad. Like, they're on the same level of bad that the original very first video that we have on the channel is. Like, I think we have 2 videos back from the old days of recording, and like, which is one of the Numa Numa and one of me recording the whole way to hell from Metal Gear Solid 2. And then you had this come out, and yikes. Like, the Let's Get Randoms, although they're entertaining, the original Let's Get Randoms, they're cringeworthy. Let's say that. It's very high cringeworthy, even though there's at least one viewer that we have that's probably going to try to dispute that. It's a fact. Anyone will actually agree that they were cringeworthy as hell. But yeah, we had a lot of fun, and they came to be, and we wanted to get more into gaming as well. That's when I went out looking for a recording system, because at that time we were using the Windows editing software, like the Windows Movie Maker shit. It was bad, very, very bad. But I went out and looked for a new editing system at that time, and that's where, like, a lot of our games, except for like the original Halo and some Xbox games that we had to use the camera because this thing didn't like it, we bought something called a Dazzle. Now, the Dazzle itself actually came with a recording program called Pinnacle Studios 14. Right now I'm using Pinnacle Studios, I think 20 or 22, and it's an amazing software. I absolutely love it. It works phenomenally. And once you get the hang of it, it's so easy to use. Like, I could teach someone how to use it in like 5-10 minutes. It's simple as hell. But it's insane simple as hell. It's also got so many features you can play with, so much control over your video that, like, a lot of our crazy videos that we have on the channel, they're all edited through that program. But the Dazzle itself is this little, it's kind of like a capture card. I believe it's in the same class. Pretty much this little device that the USB thing plugged into your computer, and it had the red, white, and yellow cable. I don't remember what they're called, sorry. You plug that into the TV, and you made sure they were plugged into the receiving end of whatever channel you're on. So, like, if whatever specific channel you have your TV playing the game on, you make sure they're plugged into the corresponding thing, and yada yada, you get the game playing. And it could directly record it through feed. It was the issue getting timing right with it, because there was always a delay of recording and stuff, but we got it to work. And for a while that was our great way of recording. The only problem is, because it didn't have a HDMI compatibility feature to it, when we wanted to start doing better games, we couldn't use it. Thank God for PS4 being the only console with brains enough that doesn't make you jump through hoops, where literally in 10 seconds you can set it up to record for up to an hour of almost any game that you have. The only time I've ever come across a game that can't record that way is Shonen Jump, or Jump Force, whatever it's called, just because for some strange reason there's a feature where all of the cinematic scenes turn off the recording feature. Stupid move by my idea, but not my program, not my game, so whatever. But yeah, we started moving a lot more into games, and it was a lot of fun. It wasn't until we got to, like, year 11, or me year 12, Alex year 11, Because Jade was the one that graduated before us, so he was a year above me, and he graduated before I did. But when I got to graduation, this is when some of the fun stuff started to happen. Because one of our most popular videos on the channel at that time, for obvious reasons, was Alex and I putting 110% into doing the Barbie Girl song. Everyone knows the Barbie Girl song, and he put in his maximum effort to playing Barbie while I was Ken. We had a ball. It was cringeworthy as fuck, but you could tell that we were putting so much effort into that we were just having fun and just dicking around. Problem is though, I'll get back to the reason why you can't see that video anymore, but the problem with it is, and probably the most memorable thing, during my year 12 graduation, which I will add that is the only day of that year, Alex decided to have a sick day. Because he was an ass. I was working stage crew for my school's assembly line. And we're getting everything ready for the year 12 assembly. When I start hearing that they're going to, everyone's ready, so they're playing a video which has clips of all the year 12ers graduating this year, just kind of like a whole memory thing. And then I hear it. I hear Barbie Girl start to play and I hear people laughing. I open up the curtains and see that it's the beginning of our Barbie Girl song starting that video. And I'm not gonna lie, there is a good chunk of me that died inside at that point. There's also another good chunk of me that was pissing myself laughing. To the point where I'm like, people are entertained, so fuck it. It was entertaining as hell. They seemed to like it. I liked the fact that everyone was entertained, so I just said great. Ironically enough, we got a lot of respect for that video from our peers at school for the remainder of that year. I was shocked. But yeah, it was entertaining. And that was memorable, except for the fact that we no longer have that video. That video might be somewhere on a random ass website making fun of us, and if I could find it, I would download it in a heartbeat. But the reason why we don't have it anymore is when we eventually got to the point where we were going to move channels. Because we actually had the other channel, which I believe the other channel is still active, but the only thing on that channel now is a video with a really scruffy haired younger me saying like we've moved to this channel now. That was like over 7 or 8 years ago now. It tells people to go to the new channel, and I erased every other video off that channel. I had them all saved on a hard drive and had some on a like the new one on a secondary hard drive because they were being used for something. However, the thing is though, Andrew and James, I told James that he could have the hard drive once I was finished removing the files. He then took it upon himself to take the hard drive home. He erased the hard drive because he formatted it. So we lost, don't get me wrong, the 100 or X videos that we had on there weren't that much of a loss. None of the gaming videos were on there really. It was more the fact that we lost the Barbie Girl song because that was on there. Because he formatted the entire thing and erased everything. And that meant that we just permanently lost it. Now, that did suck, don't get me wrong. That absolutely sucked. But there's not much we could do, so we moved on. We tried to make a new remake version of the Barbie Girl song on this channel, but the new one sucked compared to the old one. So if I could ever find that old version on someone's website or whatever, I would re-download it and post it here for you guys to see. I wouldn't care if it got copyright flagged. As long as it didn't get muted or taken down, I wouldn't care. But yeah, it was entertaining, and then things finally went downhill. And I say downhill because I think 2 or 3 years after graduation, the 3 members, Alex, James, and Andrew, moved in together. And there was a lot of clashing. There was, every now and then they would have arguments, they would have fights. And it was a mixture between that and a few other things, like Andrew and James for those years had increasingly been getting lazier a bit when it came to the channel, like they didn't care anymore, and worked so much more on a different project called Play Australia. And eventually I ended up having a talk with them, especially because like them and Alex were fighting a lot. So I had to sit down and talk with them, and it was at that point that they decided that they were going to separate. Like, we'd separate, they'd go officially become this team leader of a Play Australia thing, and in return, like, doing alright, I'm still friends with them, and we decided that they would become partners with us. The only problem is that never went anywhere. Like, yes, they're partners with us, but it's been like 7 years since we created this channel. I believe that happened before we created this channel, and they haven't ever made a connection to try tie in with us. Like, they say by name that they're in the connection with us, but there's really nothing to add to it. So yeah, that became a thing, and they separated. They became Play Australia. We became The Void, and we got our team together. Now, when we did officially move to this channel, this is the thing that a lot of people have been looking forward to for this video, or at least some people. The reason behind CyberSnakeStudios. We decided that when it was literally just Alex, myself, and Jade, we wanted a team that... we wanted something that matched us. Oh, and I should mention, one thing that I forgot to mention just before is the Jade's nickname for the channel. The reason why he's called the Jade, because he came in later, but we wanted he let us pick his name, and we wanted a name that could be cool, interesting, and wouldn't just sound stupid. So we weren't going to go anything over the top ridiculous, and we didn't want anything too simple. And then we thought of it, we're thinking about it, and I'm like, why not just call him the Jade? Because technically there's none of us on the team that has a name like that. We're literally just called the Jade. So why not? He liked it, sound cool, and to today's date it still works. And then you have the team name. We wanted something that matched all three of us, and the only one that picked his own part, I guess, was Melvin, because way back when we decided, Melvin was the one that said that we wanted to, it would be a good idea to end the team name, or the channel name, with studios. Something entertaining. Works well, so why not? And the reason why we're called Cyber Snakes actually came from Jade and I, because we joked a lot about Jade being cybernetic. We joked about him being the master of Skynet. That's the reason why his profile, the image thing that we got custom made for him, is all glitchy and stuff, like the master of the Matrix, time and space, the Doctor. It's like all that. We wanted to make sure that he had something that kind of we wanted something part of the name that kind of fit him and the cybernetic of it. So cyber. So why not? It's literally that simple. And again, for a third strike on the simple factor, Snake refers to my love of Metal Gear Solid. Not Survive, we won't get into that because that is a heaping pile of shit that we don't need, and I still need to make a video ripping its ass apart, so that's a bit later folder. But yeah, Metal Gear Solid 3 has always been one of my absolute favourite games. It's Metal Gear Solid franchise is still my #1 loved game because it's kind of what got me into gaming. I branched out into plenty of other games like Spyro, Crash, Monster Hunter. I've gone into so many different games. I've even gotten into one of my favourite games at the moment is Ark as well. But yeah, I've gone into quite a few different games, and yeah, Metal Gear Solid's where it starts, so I'm like, Snake, so that's why we got CyberSnakeStudios. It's literally hasn't got a deep meaning. That's literally why we chose CyberSnakeStudios, and it didn't even occur to me till now that it was only recently that Jay told me that there was actually a band called CyberSnakes, which I didn't know about. So there's no correlation. I hadn't even heard of those guys till Jay told me about them. So there's no deep meaning, no connection. Sorry, but sorry to burst anyone's bubble, but there's no connection between us and this band. But yeah, we had that's the reason behind our team name. And yeah, then it was literally just Jade, myself, and Alex. And we got the new channel, we got it set up, we started just going straight forward with the channel. And it was literally just us three for a long time. And we were having fun. It's been a whole lot of fun. And again, you would have said, I don't know if I said this, but in the Let's Get Randoms that are on the channel, yes, they're all cringeworthy, but there is one that's not on the channel. If I said this earlier in the video, I do apologize for repeating myself, but there is one of them that is not on the channel. And that is Let's Get Random Outside Edition. The reason why this is not on the channel is because there was an asshole that decided that he wanted to just be an asshole for the sake of, I don't know, because he thought it was funny. Now, I say this with a lot of anger, especially because I'm still salty about it, but I would understand if someone copyright flagged us for somewhat even remote, reasons for owning the video. But they don't. And I am now completely banned from posting that video. And I say banned not by, if I post it I'll get a flag or anything. No, I post it and it will get flagged in the sense that it will be muted. And there's nothing I can do to stop that. The moment it hits the channel, before it's published, it will be hit and it will be muted. Now, the reason why is stupid because, yes, we used a Daft Punk song. I understand that that's copyright. But it's not Daft Punk or anyone associated with them that copyrighted the damn thing. We had a YouTuber copyright flag us for it, and when you go to their channel, the only connection they have to said video was the fact that they went to a Daft Punk concert and recorded that exact song on their phone and uploaded it to YouTube. And you could tell it was a really crappy phone because the visuals were shit as hell. But because their audio sounds similar to us, they were allowed to copyright flag our video and have it permanently muted if we ever had it on the channel. And there was no room for negotiation because they technically had a video that matched the copyright. And YouTube's YouTube. If you try to deny that it was they actually own it, unless we can prove we have ownership of it, which good luck for us actually having the resources to try get in touch with Daft Punk to get the preference and get the ability to use it. Unless we actually had permission or owned it, we are just up shit creek. So I had to take it down. It was stupid, but yeah. And yeah, that was a video that kind of stopped us from doing that video was our final Let's Get Random, and then eventually later on, because of popular demand, we actually brought back the Let's Get Randoms, and now we do it once a year as a funny thing. Just entertaining for people to do with us. But yeah, the channel went progressing as planned. We have the new channel now which we're on now. It goes well. We did quite a few series, and thanks to PS4 and the Xbox, now the Xbox One, having a lot more freedom with what we record, as well as having gaming PCs, we're actually able to do a lot more for the channel as time progressed. It wasn't until quite a few years later that we had, I met William. William was actually going to a Yu-Gi-Oh tournament that is locals near where I live, and I used to go there every single weekend. I haven't gone there in ages, but mostly because of quarantine these days. But I used to play I played locally, and one of the days I met him there. I thought, okay, sure. We met, we talked, we became really good friends, and yeah, we kind of just end up hanging out together every single tournament day, to the point where it's we literally, he and I kind of class each other as brothers. We are ridiculously similar in personalities. There's very little that we don't have in common. So, he's an amazing guy. I fully respect him. And I've had a lot of fun. I really enjoy spending time with William. And then when he, this was before he even joined the channel, he was putting so much effort into helping the channel. He was helping me out with, the tower I have for my computer, the gaming laptop that we use for the channel now. Like, there are so many things that very expensive things, that he was helping with the channel. He can't really do that much anymore because of like bills and stuff, but it's still appreciated. And I thought it was, at one point I'm like, you know what, no. He's done so much for this channel, and it needs to give something back. So, if he's going to put so much effort in this channel, let's make him a part of it. I give him the offer. And he was more than happy to, because I think he'd already started watching our videos, and I think he liked them. And yeah, he just joined the channel, and it became the four of us. And of course, like, though, funnily enough, this is actually going to where it sounds really funny. His nickname on the channel, Last Will. That's a two-part joke. The first part is the fact that there's actually a Yu-Gi-Oh card called Last Will. Like, you get the idea. It's like it has the picture of someone's last will as if they're about to die. It has an effect or something, but we had that joke as a joke for him, and because Melvin got really lazy and started complaining about his choice to be the horror guy, started complaining about it, we decided, like, funnily enough, as part of coming to the channel, William volunteered to be the horror guy. So Last Will kind of made sense, like the whole being the horror guy and having a nickname as Last Will was kind of an extra joke. So it stuck. And he is now literally one of him, myself, and Jade are kind of the three most predominant people on the channel. Not saying anything bad about Alex, but the fact of the matter is, we have tried countless times to do something with, like, to have Alex have a series for the channel, but he never decides on anything. And I don't want that to sound like I'm judging him or insulting him, but it's true. It's like, he stopped doing a lot of videos when we had to do, I think something interrupted us, and then when it came back to him replaying Spire on stuff, he didn't want to do it. So I picked up Spire 2. Spire 3 was going to be on the channel, and I gave him the option to do it, and he just said, nah, I'm tired of Spire. We've given him options to do other games, and he just doesn't decide. So that's a thing. But then you have Alec, you have William, myself, and Jade, who kind of been doing the channel mostly. And our team's set, like, we've been having a lot of fun. Then we have another friend who, even though he's only been in Let's Get Randoms, he's still quite a great mate of ours, called Fletcher. You would have seen him in the picture, like the title picture and everything. He's kind of like a honorary member. The only reason why he's not an official team member is simply for the fact that, well, he's not able to be in other videos, and that's not by choice. He's actually studying. I forget exactly what he's studying, but he's actually studying hard and going. I think he's going to like college or something in Uluru. I forget where it is, but I have great respect for him, and I wish him all the best. And yeah, then you had our team. He chose his own name. I want to be very clear, because he is very fine with taking the piss out of a lot of jokes, and he ended up having the nickname calling himself Count Blackula or stuff like that, like just taking the piss out of it. He chose his own nicknames, and we thought it was hilarious that that's what he chose. So yeah, the team set. We were having a lot of fun with it, and things have been progressing quite well. Things have been progressing a lot better over the last year or two, and we're hoping things are going to keep getting better. I think the only other person that I would have to properly mention is, well, Suki. Yes, she is being mentioned in this video too. I am regretting nothing, so suck it. And she knows I'm talking about her. Suki came in later because it was quite a while after we had William Warren channel. I met Suki on Facebook originally, and originally we never talked. I had her on Facebook for like almost a year, maybe two. And we said hi every now and then, never really spoke. It wasn't until one time that she posted a comment on Facebook saying, that she was having like computer difficulties and computer issues, I recommended my antivirus program to help fix everything. But luckily enough, it solved everything. She was quite happy, and it was from then on that she and I became good friends, and we started chatting a lot more. It was a little while later that William not only officially became a full member of the channel, but he and her met, like, there was a group kind of voice chattish thing. They kind of met, and this is where I'm going to embarrass the hell out of both of them, because they, for the longest time, for almost 2 months, and I'm not joking about that, 2 to 3 months. I don't exactly know if it was 2 months or if it was 3 months, but it was one of them. They went back and forth to me, saying that they liked each other. Like, they fancied each other. It was ping pong back and forth. And they never mentioned anything to each other. They were too nervous. So, I just one day decided, fuck it, I had enough. I decided to step back, and as we do now, we pretty much voice chat over Discord every night while we game and everything. And there's one particular night where we're going to join voice chat, and I say I've got something to do, so just join without me. And they both join voice chat, and I leave them there. I see them on voice chat, but I'm not doing anything, I'm literally gaming. And I leave them there for an entire hour on their own before I join. And funnily enough, then they're now dating, which is great, because they finally get to admit it. And I will still say it's about damn time. It was so funny to see them get flustered, everything, especially when they found out later on that I deliberately set all that up. So, yeah. They, that Suki, it was at that point that she was already, she's still kind of our most loyal viewer on the channel. And she ended up becoming kind of a member of the Subvoid, kind of an honorary member. I mean, honestly, and this is something I haven't said to her yet, so if she sees this video, she's gonna know it now. This is probably the thing that, even though she's our most common viewer, my thing is that because of how much she's contributed to the channel, I am so tempted just to make her actually a member of the team. I'm not joking about that. Because it really wouldn't be hard. I'd probably put, if I wanted to re-edit the intro, I'd probably just either edit her in with Will, or I could even just make a second, make an extra panel. It would be no trouble at all. But yeah, it's a lot of she's just been with us for a while now, and it's a lot of fun to game with her, especially during the Let's Get Randoms or not Let's Get Randoms, the Monster Hunters, and she's been a big help with that. And yeah, I think that's where we're up to now, because I think I've explained everything so far. I've explained why we have our nicknames. Suki Grim, is technically her nickname, but that's just what she goes by, and that's fine. So you have the reason behind our names, the reason behind our team name, the reason behind the group channel name, where our origin started, and where we're at now. So, honestly, I think I've wrapped up everything if I haven't repeated myself quite a bit. The only other thing I would say, that if you guys have any other questions about us, let me know in the comments below, because if there's any other questions that I haven't addressed throughout this entire really long video, I'm happy to answer. But I need to know if you guys are curious about anything else, because it's not like we're keeping anything secret. So yeah, hope you enjoyed this long track down memory lane. Hope you guys have enjoyed the video so far on the channel. And yeah, be aware that looking forward to this weekend, especially with Elatreon being released. So on Thursday for us, we will be doing the Elatreon upon its release, and I will be posting it upon its release, so that look forward to that. We will die gloriously. We're going to die over and over again in glorious battle. But yeah, we're going to be doing much on that, and on the weekend it'll be Pokemon Randomizer and the Jurassic World Evolution. And yeah, the week will go progress as normal until not next week, but the week after is when this kind of like the schedule will be back online, so you'll see all the returning 4 series come back to the channel. So look forward to that. As said, if you have any questions, leave them down below. Leave a like, leave a subscribe. Make sure you hit the bell notification icon down below to my the void unedited people. Make sure you hit the bell Make sure you hit the bell notification icon down below to be notified by any of our shenanigans that we post every weekend. And maybe one day I will learn how to speak English without looking like a fucking retard.
Hell no, to the no.
But for now, my friends, leave a like, leave a subscribe, check out the videos, and we shall see you in the next video. Thank you and goodbye.